This thing I had was a stress fracture, and I thought, okay, I've got this ice cream habit. I don't know if anybody relates to that, but I run for lots of reasons, but I would be a liar if I said it wasn't to do with being able to eat what I like to eat. And so whenever I was injured, that would mean I have to control more what I was eating, and I didn't like that much. Plus, it's a real good stress relief. Well, you know, when you run, it's a way to. There's a quote by Robert Frost, and he said, "When I went out for a walk, I was going to walk till sundown, and what I found was I went in." And what that says to me is, whenever we go out to walk, go out to run, it's a way to go in to you, or a form of intimacy, into me see. So as I run, I can get into me and I can see. So that's a huge reason why I run it. It's a meditative type practice for me. So Chirunning isn't just about running. It is a practice. It's like yoga or a meditation where you bring the practice in your everyday life. And it starts off with being in alignment and keeping everything else soft like cotton. So does anyone here know or familiar with Tai Chi and the principles behind Tai Chi? Because it does start with using your core. You're using your core, and then the rest of your body just flows along. It's more or less a controlled fall. So what I'd like to do is just give you a little bit of a comparison between Chirunning and power running. With Chirunning, what you learn with the alignment and relaxation is how to engage gravity and engage the force of the road instead of meeting it head on as we do with power running. In power running, or regular running is what we're used to, we tend to meet the ground with our heel. And so at 10K an hour, just say you're 10K an hour, or maybe you're faster, it doesn't matter. But whatever you're running, you're meeting a force with a force. With Chirunning, you don't do that. You don't meet a force with a force. You're not landing heel first. You don't hear things like constant pounding and all those kinds of things. It's just mainly you're kissing the ground with your feet. You meet the ground as it comes underneath you. So starting in alignment, letting yourself fall forward. It's like you're in a big hamster wheel and you're inside of it, and as the wheel comes towards you, if you think of it as the earth, as it comes towards you, you meet it, and then your ankles come out behind you. So the way you run is quite different than with power running. You don't have, your knees aren't up, it's your ankles that are up. Your arms are a little bit different because your ankles are a little bit different. But most of it comes from here. If you ever see kids running, it's like that. You know, they look at something and then they go. So what I'd like to do too is just show you the importance of alignment. And may I use you? Can I borrow you for a second? Come on up. So is it okay if I touch you? Okay. So what we're going to, what in your name? So Yana has graciously volunteered, and what we're going to do is you're just going to stand like you normally stand, like as though you're going to start to run. So there's you standing. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come along behind Yana, and I'm just going to pull down on it, and gently, because I don't want to break her back. But you see, most people, that's how they would normally stand. How it is, most of us, we have an idea, our perception of being straight would be shoulders back, knees locked, hips forward. Does that sound familiar? Yeah? So the only problem with that is that Yanni's she's not very strong in that position. And what happens is you have a little bit of an anterior tilt here, so there's the base of your back. doing the traditional style of running, when you land and you land on your heel, the shock goes up your body, and then it goes to these weaker areas or more vulnerable spots. So that's what happens. And then if your chin is up, you guys probably see people running all the time and they got their chins up. So if you think about, you know, if you're a horse, if you were a horse, and you bring your chin in, with us too, if you lift up the crown of our head, so our chin's down a little bit, it actually tilts your pelvis in. So if your chin's up, you have this anterior tilt, chin down, and it brings in your pelvis. So that's just the smallest little thing. But we'll just go over, we'll get Yanni in alignment. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get you to push your feet. I say hip width and parallel, but that's a real mouthful. So basically all you need to do is think about your fist. That's hip width. We often think our hips are out to here, especially women. Like, have you seen that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? Yes? Okay, remember she looked in the mirror and she was like this big? So our hips really are right here, right down your hip bone. But if you measure our feet apart, it's about that far. On me, it's a fist width. So if you put your hand down, so here, okay, so that's perfect. Okay, now the other thing, if you were to look down at your feet, so often we have our stance, right? And a lot of us stand like this, a lot of us stand like that, a lot of us stand like this or like this. We all have our way. And because Chirunning is about being, there's two things, energy efficiency and injury prevention. The best way to be efficient is keeping everything going in the same direction. So we want our feet going in the same direction as we want to get to. So we're looking at the finish line at the end of a run. We want at least our feet going there. So we look down at Yanni and her feet are pretty good actually. So during the day, you can always just check your feet and see where they're at. And if they are a little bit out, you just lift your whole leg out, put it back, and then put it down. Rather than just the quick fix where you just do this, take a moment, lift it right up, and put it back. And then you kind of retrain in your body. So there you are. So now the next thing, Yanni, I'd like you to think about balancing on your feet as though you've got 3 points. Here, here, here. So balance on your feet. Okay? And just find that balance point. And when you do, just let yourself sink through the arches of your feet. Okay? So often, you know, we hold ourselves up off the ground. We don't trust. We just have this habit. It's not even that we consciously think we don't trust, but we just don't allow ourselves to settle on the earth. We tend to always be holding ourselves up. And if you're not in alignment, then you pretty well have to keep fidgeting because your muscles are doing a lot of the work, keeping you kind of steady. Okay, so you're here, you're synced through the arches of your feet. And now when you go up your body, think about your knees and just unlock them. And the way to know they're unlocked, it basically is really lock them and then just let them go. Okay, so they're just soft. Okay? Now, as you go up your body again, put one hand on your belly and just open up your chest. Yeah, just take your other hand on your chest and lift up. Okay, good. Okay, and now drop your arms. Okay, and then take your hand here and just level your pelvis. Okay, yeah? So, now once you're there, you probably feel pretty straight, right? Okay, so now, this is when Yanni feels straight now, but there's one more little thing, and actually, as I see you're leaning back in your chair, the one last little thing we do is if you were to bring yourself forward, like just sit up like that, that muscle, do you see what he's doing? Yeah, so just bring forward and drop your. I say relax, but of course, everyone's looking at her and touching her. Okay, now relax. Okay, so soften your knees a little bit. Now, the very most fun thing I do and it helps me a lot, is I then imagine I've got this long purple Barney tail sprouted out of my backside right over here. And now I kind of rest on it. Just rest on this one. So you've got another tripod balancing it. So going to pull down on Yanni, and you can see I'm pretty boisterous, right? And she's not moving at all. And this now Yanni's strong. So that's a whole different feeling, and you notice the difference? And I would imagine what most people say to me, and maybe you can fill me in too on how you're feeling, that a lot of people say they feel as though their guts are sticking out, or they feel like an ache, or I don't know, that sound like not so much. So theoretically, in this position, Yanni could stand there for hours. She just felt like it. And if you think about the Newton law of motion, and I know you think about that all the time, a body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest unless acted on by an external force. So if you relate that to running, what do you think the external force would be? If Yanni was standing the way she was standing, and not solid like a rock now, if she was standing like this, how do you think she's going to get going? What would her external force be to get her going? So, you know, it's her muscles. So, or someone was coming at me trying to run. Basically, if you're in this position and you want to run, you have to get yourself there by pushing off. You're all familiar with this, right? You push off, land, and then keep going. With Chirunning, from this position, all Yannis has to do is just fall forward. She just has to fall forward. And as she falls forward, leading with her dantian, as she falls forward, her feet just keep up. So everything here, all her muscles and ligaments, they're relaxed like cotton. And this part, the core, stays engaged. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, the other thing, so we're going to, as you're running, you're going to keep your chin here, and you're going to be reaching with the crown of your head, or just imagining you've got this sort of pulling from the top. Okay, so you can see. Thank you, Yanni. That is, with doing that, if a person practices that all the time, alignment, that goes a long way in all parts of your life. It's not just running. So get into alignment as you're at work or doing the dishes or talking to people. You can practice that position, and the funniest thing happens. You start noticing what people are really saying, because so much of the time we're not in alignment. As you know, you're not unusual the way you're standing, but we do this all the time. So we're fidgeting. We're always, those of us that have one foot out, we're kind of browsing to the next thing, and we're not ever really truly present in that moment. So if you practice, as we practice even just alignment and having our bones stacked and resting on them, we find that we can be more present, more relaxed, less fidgety, and it's also a good way to learn where we hold tension in our own bodies. So with Chirunning, the two principles, energy efficiency and injury prevention, you're more efficient because you don't have wasted energy. You're going in one direction. You have both feet facing the same direction. In the workshops, we learn how to keep our heads from bobbing up and down. Like you can imagine, I watch people run, and there's a lot of this going on. You want to keep everything, your head straight, going forward. Your arms, keep them going in the same direction. You're allowing your shoulders to relax, and your arms just swing freely off your shoulders. You're not putting tension or creating tension in your body. The key words and and we talked about this, Rob, are allowing. You allow, you let go, all these words that are so comfortable, and not this idea of pushing or working your muscles harder to get further, faster, whatever it is. If you look at Kenyans who are very fast, and have you anyone looked at their legs and what they look like? These little skinny legs, and they're just going like the wind because they work from their core. They don't work from just using their muscles. Okay. And I was worried actually, because I do have this ice cream habit, that it would, maybe because I say it's effortless, that maybe it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do as far as burning calories and all the rest of it. But I can tell you that actually it's the same. In fact, it's better because I'm a lot stronger in my core now, and I don't have to take rest days. I can run if I want to, and I mostly do want to. I'll run every day. I don't have recovery days. I don't need to have recovery days anymore. And when I do run, it's a whole different experience. It's with. Have you guys read Born to Run? Any of you guys read Born to Run? Oh my God, it's such a good book. Okay, so it's very much. When he watched the Terra Himera, he talked about them running, and he was writing down all their technique and what they did. And then the biggest thing happened. He watched them as they approached a hill, and instead of getting that face that we get, we used to have these mantras, kill the hill and all those things. It didn't happen like that. They just lit up. And that's chi running. It's instead of looking at obstacles and girding our loins as we approach them, all we do is change the way we approach it. And because we have this toolbox full of sort of responses as we have a downhill, an uphill, whether we're going straight or whether you want to go faster or slower, we've got all these tools to work with. We don't have to dread anything. We just move according to what comes our way. So as the hill comes our way, we change the way we run. We use muscles that haven't been used for the rest of the run, and they're new. Right there. So they don't get used the whole time on a regular run. But when I'm going uphill, I bring on these muscles, and then I get up to the top of the hill. And I don't have to recover. I just move into the next stage. And same with going downhill. If I'm going downhill, I don't hold back. I move with the hill. It's like a stream going down the hill. There's all different ways of doing it that protect me from injury, as long as I keep my alignment, and makes the run feel much more fluid and without this sort of stop and go. And I haven't been injured now in 3.5 years. I've been an instructor now for that long, and trained with Danny Dreyer in North Carolina, and just recently got back from Papalo with him. He was doing a workshop there. I do workshops all over the place. I'm doing one at Zihuatanejo in the winter if you're interested, and I'm interested in questions from you guys. You have any? What's that? Well, there's chi walking too, actually. Chi walking is a really neat way. A lot of people, when they walk, they will walk heel first and push off on their forefoot. That's just how we walk. But when you think about that little area of your foot and all the pressure that we put down, then I work in a running store, Front Runners, and every day people come in, and it's they got the worst feet in the world because they've got they got these sore feet, and a lot of it is because over time this arch collapses, and that's where I had my stress fracture. So that arch collapses. The base of your second toe ends up touching the ground first. And to make matters worse, it doesn't make any sense at all, we lose fat on the bottom of our feet. But I tend to think it migraines. I don't think we lose it. I think it kind of moves up or somewhere else. So you end up with less protection on your feet. So with chi walking, same thing. You start with alignment, and then you learn how to move with gravity and working more with your core. It's a very joy-filled kind of walking and running because you're not working. You're just letting yourself move with gravity and letting the fork of the ground take your leg, and then you're just letting your leg take your pelvis. So you're kind of going back and stuff at the same time. Always keeping your core engaged. Any other questions?
Running really helps your body prevent it from overworking itself. And is that a big part of it? Like controlling your heart rate and just making sure that you're not working too hard to do something or that you don't need to overwork to do. Is that kind of a big part of it?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good question. You don't overwork certain parts of your body. So for me, being a total runner, for all of us, we tend to, most of our injuries occur from the knee down. We get a lot of shin issues, shin splints, the calf muscle, it pulls on the Achilles tendon, it works up its way to the hamstring, and you get that whole issue of tuberosity. It's not ever one part. But it's because most of our running is we're loading our calf muscles. We run up the hill, we go up on our toes, we're pushing off all the time. It's just more fair. You use your core mostly. The rest, everyone else is relaxed. The work is about split 50-50 between your arms and your legs. Or if you're running uphill, like today I was talking to my little group, your arms actually are 70% going uphill. Your legs are only 30. So you're just taking your legs up for a ride. You never go on your toes. You don't get your calf muscles engaged. They don't get tight. It's just more. You know what it is? It's gathering and issuing. The whole time as you run, create alignment as you fall. When you're in alignment, you're gathering energy to yourself. You all know what chi is, the chi energy. So as you're running, you've got a container here. The energy comes in, and then you work it. Then as your foot meets the ground, it comes out behind you, and then the energy comes around again. As you run, you keep your hands closed, so you hold on to that chi energy. It comes around here, goes up. So with being in alignment, we're creating those conditions for energy to flow through us and not issuing it all the time, which is what happens with front legs. You're always issuing it, and that's one way you're not overworking your body, because it's never just giving out energy. You're always bringing it back to yourself, bringing it back to yourself. So do you guys all want to try it? It's not a very big group. We can all do a quick alignment. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so everybody stand up. Let's go in partners. So we got, because we're going to find out how weak you all are. Okay, I mean we all are. Okay, so try not to fight. Okay, so you turn this way. Okay, and just relax. Just stand like you normally stand, and then you come behind and just gently pull down on his back. And you're actually very soft with this side.
You must be ready.
Okay, so you see there is some.
First time I went up there, friggin' me, there was another brand new dog, just like mine, down the wall, and me and this guy were doing 160, 170 kilometers an hour through Manning Park with ice on the road, like 2 inches of ice on the road, just crazy. I had brand new snow tires on, and man, there was some turns in it.
Okay, so now, actually, how about you come here and come around the rock? Okay, now, put your feet hip width parallel. Okay? So that's about a fist width.
I let him go in front of me, and I was staying on his ass.
Okay. And then I'll egg down all of
Yeah,
this.
two.
So about this far. That's the other thing, get more flexible when you choose. Okay, so now imagine you got 3 points on your feet. One here, and one on your foot. On each foot. So feel that. Okay, feel it. Okay, now find that perfect balance point. And when you do, let yourself sink through the arch of your feet. Just let that word, let go. Let the earth go into you. And just see what that feels like for a change. Okay, and then move up your legs. Okay, and unlock your knees. And like I said before, you want to find out your lock. Lock your legs. You see my quads? Tighten them up, and then just let them go. Okay, you notice that difference? Okay. Then moving up your body, just open up here. Okay, and when you do that, reach up with the crown of your head. Or you just even think about tilting the backs of your ears up. So your chin may feel like it's dropped, but really it's just a level. Because a lot of us don't even know what we're doing. We're like this. So that's good. That's good. We're not done yet. So there you are. Now the last thing, and you demonstrated so well, sitting up in your chair. So this little muscle here, just bring yourself forward. So now you